It's morphin time yet again, because Germa 66 arrives to save the day. The climactic battle with Katakuri Charlotte may be over, but still our heroes are not out of the woods. They have to escape from the mirror world and from the clutches of Big Mom's family and massive, almost seemingly infinite army. That being said, this was a really stellar chapter of One Piece. A lot of really great elements going on in this one. Not just lots of really cool action, Sanji kicking dudes in the jaw, but we got to see the return of Germa 66. We all knew that they were going to return. They were going to end up saving the day. They make a big flashy entrance at the very end of this chapter, and frankly, I can't wait to see them go to war with Big Mom's family, because that's what's about to go down. This arc is going to end in a massive conflict, which is just going to allow Luffy and Sanji to escape. I don't know what's going to happen to Peckhams, who has kind of a rough one in this chapter. See, we actually do get to see his Sulong form, which, let me just say, getting to see that actually happen was really awesome. He basically just explodes and his fur just goes all crazy and wild, and as it's been said in the past, the reason why Pedro was always around with Peckhams is because he was the only one who could actually control him in this form, so they made him seem like almost unstoppable, but he was still able to be beat down and taken on by all these different members of Big Mom's family who tried to gouge his eyes out, which is insane, especially the way that it actually happens in the chapter. It's almost passive. We don't get to see the end result or anything. It is implied that his eyes have been gouged out, which is really messed up because now he'll never be able to be a Sulong again. That's pretty freaking creepy. While all of this is going on, you have Sanji and Luffy who just escaped from the mirror world, just dodging all of these attacks from Big Mom's family. I particularly love the scene where Raisin is about to attack Luffy, and then Sanji just comes in and kicks him right in the face. It's a really big, giant panel spread, and it looks all sorts of awesome. But like I said, basically, they all start to get pushed back by Big Mom's family. There's just way too many of them, and they're all incredibly destructive. I like that we got to see more of Oven's attacks as well. He does this, like, big punch, which just, like, it looks like a giant blast of fiery air, which just destroys everything in its path. They're definitely implying that he's one of, like, the big, super strong members of Big Mom's family, and I really want to see more of, like, him fighting. I'd love to see him fight against Sanji, especially how that's been sort of built up in some of the past chapters, and even in the anime series. But then Germa 66 just shows up at the very end. All of their fleet is there. They look so freaking awesome. Freaking Ichiji just right there at the front, just with blood covering his gloves, and then they're just all around Sanji protecting him. It's such like a complete change of character from the way they used to interact with Sanji before. Maybe they'll be changed by this situation. Maybe they're still going to be a bloodthirsty group of genetically engineered freaks. All I know is I can't wait to see them go to town on Big Mom's army. So, what's the rundown on this chapter of One Piece? Lots of good things. I really loved the cover page of this one, getting to see the return of Stanson, who now looks even cooler than he ever has. I mean, he's got like all of these like skulls all over his shoulders and belt and everything. It's another great addition to the giant pirates. I can't wait to see more of their cover stories. But the entire chapter right here was basically just Luffy's big escape, Sanji coming in to save him, Peckhams getting defeated, and Germa 66 showing up. But everything just looked so crazy and chaotic, just of how many adversaries there all are around, and they all have such unique abilities as well. That's definitely been one of my favorite things about this arc right here. You know, you barely get to know these characters at all, but getting to see them in action and working together, you can tell that there's a strong family dynamic there, and they managed to beat down Sanji and Luffy a little bit too. Like, there's that one dude, I don't know his name, I completely forgot it. I'm sure I'll look it up on the One Piece wiki later. He has the spherical head with the weird horns, and he has this giant weapon which will just turn into this massive mace just out of nowhere, and he uses that to just like plow Sanji and Luffy into the ground as he's running away with him. It's just so freaking insane. Peckhams, like I said, it is slightly disappointing that we don't get to see more of that Sulong form, but everything that is here is still really freaking awesome looking. I hope they don't gouge his eyes out. I want to see more of the character, and he's probably going to have to leave the Big Mom crew if he wants to survive with his life. That's all I know. But still, I really do hope we're going to get to see some of the ensuing battle of Germa 66 fighting against Big Mom's army in the next chapter, if only for just how insane it's going to be. And plus, I still think we need to see more of Germa 66. We've barely seen any of them in the arc. Every single time they appear, it's always a really really big triumphant moment, but this could be like the moment that solidifies them as really interesting characters that we'll want to see more of in the future, and could very well potentially be the next big allies to Luffy and his friends. I have a feeling that's probably where it's going to be headed. But still, we're getting oh so closer to the climax of this arc, and it's still managing to be very exciting, and most importantly, it's really fun to look at and read. This week's chapter had some great artwork, some fantastic action moments. It was just a thrilling ride, and you should definitely check it out. I'm giving this one right here 5 out of 5. I had no complaints with this one. It was just a really fantastic read from front to back. Check it out, One Piece fans. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this chapter. Tell me all of them in the comments section below. Thank you guys for watching this review. I'll see you guys next time. And as always, stay down, baby.